Hi, everybody. Hello. How is everybody doing? Full disclosure, I am super crazy tired. I had a lovely afternoon with Ian, but we did 3 books for our By to Ian book club incredibly quickly. So I'm exhausted. Exhausted. Oh no, I've messed it up already. Oh Lord. Okay, hopefully that's better. Sorry if we're having a infinite audio loop. That's better. Yeah, I'm so tired. Never fear. I have got my water. I've got my multivitamins. I'm having a satsuma because we're close to Christmas. Happy Swamp Mess, everybody. Hi, Tony. Hello, Sean. Hello from the past. I hope the future's looking good. Meow, Will Inspector. Hello, Philip Collins. The swamp monster needs a hat too. I don't know many monsters that wear Santa hats. Well, I'm glad you noticed. Hi, Gal Maraz. Hello, Alex. How are you? Yeah, so I hope everyone is doing well. It's so weird. It's the last Sunday before Christmas. So Monday, Tuesday, I think Thursday, isn't it? We've got Monday and Tuesday, then Christmas Eve is Wednesday. Oof. Yeah, it is upon us. So yeah, looking forward to a couple of days off. Will be very nice. Yeah. Hello, Zoran has arrived. Good, welcome, Zoran. And hello, David Gibb. So let's do our usual. We've got Pew. Happy Swampmas. Sean, I'm loving your Swampmas. Reply to Dear Tony. We'll have a quick cleanse. Why don't we do a quick? Let's get some Zen vibes going. I'm not sure if this is a good or bad idea, considering how tired I'm feeling. We'll have a wee waft. Oh, there we go. I've got a feeling I'm going to need to get rid of some of this. You meant to just burn the stick, but it might be time to be getting a little bit of that charcoal off there. And of course we have got our Space Marines Dark Angels candle. I was very impressed to see that Ian's gone straight through one of these candles now. He once burned one during a 24-hour game playing charity thing. So we've got our Dark Angels Tallow, the Scent of Faith. And I now think I must have imagined when I spoke to Mechanicus. No, not Mechanicus, Mechanoid. And a lady did send me the scents for each of the Warhammer candles. And I lost that email, never to be found again, which is so distressing. So I'll never know. What does faith smell like? I don't know. Probably smells like Prometheum, something like that. The scent of faith. I think we've said this before. It's like very floral. Maybe Lily of the Valley, Frisia, something like this. Mr. Pugh needs a cracker paper crown. Yeah, I'm feeling very lacking in the Christmas decorations, everybody. I'm so sorry. We just have to, at least we've got like a Christmas goblin ornament up here. I've got antlers. Shall we get into the swamp? Faith smells like Chinese food. Interesting. Let's open up our game, people. Who remembers what was happening last time? I think we were having a lovely time, weren't we? As we often do together. Yeah, I have to say thank you so much. Everybody was super kind and generous in our last session. Feeling very spoiled. Thank you for the lovely people that gave gifts and memberships. Yeah, so many memberships, and I'm excited because we are going to be recording a new Mirror Manga book club, which means that we will have another YouTube members only video soon. It will be the book club of Angel Exterminatus, which, wow, what a great book. I think it's one of my favourite book clubs that Ian and I have done. It's a great heresy book. Tony has gone die hard. Tony says, I'm wearing my Nakatomi Tower Christmas shirt. Amazing. Well, we had decided last time we met to work for Poom Chucker, who is not quite a wizard, a little more of a merchant, but he is the neutral path. We're not going good, we're not going evil. We've gone neuch. We've chosen some spells. Our name is Cuthbert, after the firemen of Trumpton. We have a skill spell gem and a luck spell gem. We should have more spells than that. We serve the merchant Poom Chucker, and our job is to map out Scorpion Swamp and to take it to Willow Bend. We've got fairly good stats. Oh, here are our other spells in our others list. Hello, Pigeon. Well, Inspector says, Poom Chucker. Pigeon says, that candle, it's Descent of Angels. It's practically an Horus Heresy tribute. Do we know if he's related to Hoobastank? I'm sure he must be. Okay. Did we read all this? We did, because we got all our spells. Your quest is this. Find your way north across the swamp to the town of Willowbend and return to Poom Chucker with a map. You are on the southern edge of Scorpion Swamp. Thanks to the brass ring, you will always know which way is north, but you must still make a map. You decide to map each path you follow and each clearing you enter, so that you will know which way to go if you return to a clearing. You quickly find a path leading north into the swamp. A huge sign crudely painted onto a boulder reads, Stop! Scorpion Swamp, turn back! A skull and crossbones completes the grisly picture. Bravely you stride past the warning and enter the swamp. You can see it would be foolish to step off the path into the muck, so you follow the trail where it leads. Can I just show you? This flame is going bonkers. Look at that. I don't know if you can see very well. Why is it burning so aggressively? Who knows? Turn to page 195. Hello, Gary. Gary, so nice to see you. How are you doing? Welcome. There are 15 of us adventuring together. Connection's wonky, says Gary. He'll be right back. Actually, this is no more than a wide spot where 3 trails meet. The ground is very shaky and wet, and huge insects flit over the pools of water that dot the ground. If you want to step carefully across, please type step in the chat. If you would rather just jump over the soft part, please type jump. So our first vote of the evening is to either step or jump. What will we do? I just have to wait on the chat for this bit. Well said. Will Inspector says, might as well jump. Sean says, step. Health and safety first. I think we've kind of established the Well Inspectorate is fairly fearful. We probably do have great health and safety in there. Phil says, Van Halen says, jump! But come on, Eddie Van Halen, really? What about the singer from Van Halen? Step on, says Pigeon Smith. Yes, that's it, Dave Lee Roth. Bless him. So at the moment, that's 1, 2, 3 people saying jump and 2 people saying step. Oh no. Crikey. Okay, let's just jump. Oh. Okay. Roll 2 dice. This doesn't bode well, does it? You rolled a 5. You made the jump and may now leave the clearing. It's a directional one. Will this turn into a labyrinth? I think someone said that this is quite the maze. Please type west, east or south into the chat. We'll have to decide which way we're going. Our biter Ian went to a indie disco the other night and Bez was there doing a DJ set. So there you go. Philip Collins says east. If Philip is the only vote, that's the way we'll go. Sean says west, please. Gary says back and the connection's still wonky. Oh, Gary, thank you for trying to join us. I know how frustrating that is. Tony says go west. Will says west. Gary says west. Yeah, bearing in mind there are only 14 of us, that seems like it's going to be the most popular vote. It's a doggy. Doesn't look very friendly. You enter a medium-sized clearing containing a small house built of logs. You hear the low growling of a dog. Then you see that it's not a dog but a wolf watching you from beside the house. The door opens and a big burly man steps out. Another wolf follows him. The man carries a sword and is dressed as a forester, but you know from the silver wolf amulet he wears that he is the master of wolves. You hail him in a friendly fashion. He answers gruffly, ordering you away. Look at that pendant. Nice little detail. Will you obey and leave? Will we cast a spell or will we attack him? Well, let's remind ourselves of our spells. We've got skill, luck, fire, ice and illusion. But it's all down to you. As you know, when we play these adventures, you decide. So please type either obey, spell or attack in the chat. Let's know. Will says, it wasn't the wolves that tipped you off first. I mean, he could have just been a bloke with wolves, Will. Well, Inspector, I mean, if you see a bloke with wolves, it could just be William the wolf friend. But if you've got the amulet, then you know that they're a witcher. I mean, master of wolves. Is he hungry like the wolf? Probably. Tony says all votes should be song related. Philip wants to attack. Gary wants to spell. And Well Inspector says obey. So we don't have any consensus. Come on, people. I mean, I might have to roll a dice if we... Pigeon Smith says attack. Pigeon Smith says attack. And he's taking that quote, listening to the man at the back, from probably the Tia Carrere version of Ballroom Blitz. And the man at the back said, everyone attack. Tony says it's an illusion. Okay, so at the moment I've got 2 for attack. And I think Tony's asking for an illusion spell. So 2 people are saying attack and 2 people are saying spell. Do we have like a vote, a tiebreaker? Anybody who hasn't voted? Maybe I should try and find some dice. Oh. I don't know if I have any dice. Sean says spell. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bookmark. Yay! Cast a spell. Oh, there's a friendship spell we haven't got. Which spell will you use? We only have fire. So do we want to cast fire or do we want to attack? We now only have 2. We can either cast fire, attack or leave. So let's pop fire, attack, or leave into the chat and see what we want to do. Could be a bit of a waste of a spell so early. Grey Primer. Hello! Hello, Grey Primer! From across the sea. Welcome. Grey Primer says fire. Gary's sad because his connection is rubbish. You have to pray to the Omnissiah, Gary. We're praying for you. Fire. Tony says fire. Da da da. Phil says attack. So we've got 2 for fire. I really am fearful of using up our fire so early. But we normally have to run through these games about 5 times, don't we? Just give it a little bit more time. There are 17 people watching. Hello, everybody. Happy Christmas. Merry Swampmas or Grotmas. Okay. So we've got 2 for fire and 1 for attack. So it looks like we're going to have to do the fire spell. But we have saved, so... Sean says leave. I hoped we had an illusion spell. Oh, Sean. We do... I think we have one, but I don't think we can use it. Gary's saying fire too now, so that's pretty much our majority. You cast the fire spell on the wolves, hoping to drive them away. It works. The fire on the closest one blazes up. The fur... Oh no, that's awful. The fur on the closest one blazes up and both wolves flee in panic. So we just burned a wolf, guys. I hope we feel good about ourselves. But the Master of Wolves is not intimidated by your spell. So, he growls, a fighter playing with magic, eh? See how you like this? He shakes his clenched fist at you, and you feel as if a great blow has struck your sword arm. You lose 3 skill points and 1 stamina point. Melon farmers. You can see that if it comes to a duel of spells, you would be the loser. We've already lost 3 skill points. So you draw your sword and attack. You must fight. Oh, look, there's a running away escape thing. Well, we're going to cheat a little bit and try and win this fight. Oh, Lord. The Master of Wolves is strong. Oh, gosh. We could die quite early, everybody. Oh, crikey. Yeah, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. That's better. Oof. Look how strong he is. I'm really having to cheat extremely hard to kill him. This is very difficult. Oh, crikey. Whose idea was it to attack? Oh, I can't even do the maths that quickly. Oh. Yeah, the odds are not in our favour. Oh. Grey Primer says, sorry I've missed so many shows. Hope you're all having a nice run up to Christmas. Well, we were. Also very much loving Grey Primer's pun, hot dog. Oh, crikey. You were overcome by your enemies. Tony says, we get in a whooping. There's been a lot of that going on this weekend, hasn't there? Grey Primer said, talk about hot dog, bearing in mind we set fire to a wolf. Well Inspector said, you're not in Illinois or Ohio, are you, Gary? And Gary says, no, I'm in Northern Kentucky. Why? Well Inspector says they have lots of internet outages in Ohio and Illinois because of the ice. Oof, lordy lordy. Your adventure ends here. Crikey. Okay, well I feel we've learned something. That was our dry run. Let's get straight back into the swamp. Use last bookmark. Okay. We have a second chance. Will we obey and leave? Will we cast a spell, or will we attack him? Let me know what you'd like to do the second time around. And just so we are aware of what spells we have fire, ice and illusion, but it would not allow us to use illusion in this encounter. So what will we do this time around? Philip Collins says, attack him, no spells. Well, that's a good shout, because we would have more skill if we attacked him. He took -3 from us. Brave Sir Robin, says Tony. Gary said, I just checked a couple of other live streams and they're okay. Is it me, Gary? Oh no. Maybe try using a different browser. Grey Primer says run away. So have one attack and one run away. And then Tony said Brave Sir Robin. I don't get the reference. Grey Primer is laughing. Sean says leave. So that's 2 for run away. Tony says leave. Okay. It looks like we've got a lot of people wanting us to leave. You know how worried I get that we're going to leave and we're going to miss some vital piece of information or a clue or an item, but let's go. We have 2 choices now. We can go north or east. Please pop your decision in the chat. Use your voice to make the choice. He was not afraid to die or be killed in nasty ways. Where are these quotes from? I'm feeling out of the loop, friends. And there are 18 of us here tonight. Hello and welcome, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining. Philip Collins says, go north. Grey Primer says, east. Split in sunder the votes of the camp. Alex says, go north. Hello, Alex. Alex has been having a little bit of a lurk, but has come back to life. Head up north, says Tony. Will Inspector explains that they were Monty Python quotes. Crikey, I must be so tired. I must be brain bamboozled. North says, okay, that's a lot of votes for north. So, and Pigeon would like to go north as well. So, Grey Primer, for this time we cannot go north, but hopefully we will get to choose a direction that you wish one day during one of our sessions. You have crossed several shallow streams, but now you are faced with a deeper one. You see movement in the water below, and you're not sure that you care to wade across. Will we use the ice spell? Use the wither spell? Oh, we cannot use the wither spell. We do not have the wither spell. Or will we wade across very carefully? So ice or wade. This is a shallow stream. Oh, that's so lovely. King in Yellow, thank you. Oh, welcome to the chat, Neil. King in Yellow has often guided us through these books when we have been floundering. For some reason, your chats are not showing up. That's so desperately sad, because we love your chats, King in Yellow. Oh, maybe you could try a different browser as well. Gary, I don't know if Safari's better, but when in doubt and Chrome is not fulfilling my requirements, I try either use a different browser or I use my phone or my tablet instead of my laptop. So far it is better. Fingers crossed, Gary. We love having you with us. Ice maybe, says Alex. Ice, baby. Tony says, seems to be subscriber for 20 minutes switched on. Yes, that is something we've done, but King in Yellow has been, unless King in Yellow has now got a new account, we have a policy where you can only join the live chat if you've been subscribed to the channel for more than 20 minutes, because we had some scary people doing scary things in the chat. Gary says, the only problem is the effing ads. I'm imagining the swear. I can't block them as easily with Safari. Oh, I'm sorry, Gary. So wade in the water. Thank you so much for that $5, King in Yellow. I hope that we get to speak to you soon. If anybody is in the Discord and can comfort King in Yellow, please do so. Will Inspector says stop, collaborate and listen. So Will would like us to do some Ice Ice Baby. 1, 2 for Wades. And 1, 2 for Ice. 3 for Ice. There we go. King, message showed up. Yay. Well, I can't see a message from King in Yellow, but you can, Sean? This is bewildering, eh? Weird. Oh, hang on. Maybe I've got it set to top fans. No, there's 2 different ways to view the messages, the live chat messages. All messages or top messages. Yay! Okay! So if you have the chat set to top messages, for some reason it's not showing King in Yellow's messages. But I can see them now. So I just had to go into live chat and change my settings to all messages. Thank you so much. Fabulous. Okay, Tony says Wade. I always change messages to show all on mobile. Yeah, it's a good shout. So it looks like we're wading. I'm going to bookmark here. Let's wade across very carefully. Oh no, you are not attacked as you wade across, but when you reach the other side, you are disgusted to find several leeches on your legs drinking your blood. Oh Lord. So we need a low roll. Low, 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 low. There we go. Yeah. I can see that message, King in Yellow. And thank you so much. That's so kind. Thank you for the £5 channel donation. Yay, it's Christmas. I'm feeling loved. It's like a Christmas present. Thank you so much. Ref. I'd have gone for Wade, but doubt anyone would have got my Alabama 3 song reference. I can't remember the songs. I remember the name of the band. Sean says, it's an annoying setting. It reverts every stream. Same. Well, Inspector said you're not a top fan. No! Naughty. Naughty. We all know King is top fan. King in Yellow says weird messages aren't showing on your stream chat. Say what? Oh, so confusing. Now you got me checking my own YouTube. Let's have a look. What the heck is going on? Okay. This looks fine. Everything's all right. Oh, look at me double looking. Grey Primer says that's your humour sorted anyway by the leeches if you're feeling sanguine. Philip Collins says they are showing in live chat now. Well, Will says to... this is all getting quite a lot. King, so if you can see, I'll demonstrate here. I've got my cursor over top chat. I'm going to drop down and select live chat, and then it will all be shown there. Now, whatever setting I have on my YouTube channel, it doesn't matter, because I believe every unique streamer will have to do the same on their chat stream in order to do so. So, the magic of the internet, fingers crossed. So, let's continue. Now, we've cheated our way out of some leech damage. We may travel north or south from here. Would we like to continue north or see what's south of the streams? You all get to decide, and hopefully everybody's chat messages will be shown up. Anyway, King in Yellow, it's lovely to have you back. Where have you been? It's been a long time. This candle's really smelling lovely now. It's burning in an unfortunate way. where the wick's lower than a lot of the wax. Ooh, 3 norths. Fantastic. We can do that 4 norths. All the norths. South is not popular. Ooh, this is cool. Trees with swords. And a skull at the bottom. Wow, look at that. This is the most unanimous we've ever been. Tony, Philip, Gray, Alex, Well Inspector and Aztec are all saying north. My wish is your proverbial. We are north. The path narrows menacingly. You wonder for a second if you have reached a dead end. Then it becomes wider again. You step into a very small clearing. You see several unusual trees around you. They are dark green and rather small with snaky limbs. Suddenly, you realise that each limb ends in a sword and they are moving. You are being attacked by the dreaded sword trees. They are all around you now. If we want to fight, we can try a magic spell or fight with our sword. So please either type sword or spell into the chat and we will make a decision. The dreaded sword trees. Meanwhile, in the chat, Gary's just been told that he's cleaning his floors wrong. You have very different adverts to the adverts we get in the UK, Gary. Sorry about that. King in Yellow says, not the dreaded sword trees. Grey Primer says, cast fireball. Throw thermal pod. Philip Collins says, at least it's not the dread pirate Roberts. Aha, and avast. As you wish, Phil. Sean says spell. Well Inspector says, should have got an axe. Pigeon Smith says bookmark. Pigeon knows us so well. I think we should fire spell. Pigeon Smith says, I'm probably cleaning my floors long. King in Yellow says, it's a trick, get an axe. I think we're going to try a magic spell. Against these uncanny enemies, you decide to use magic. Well Inspector says, fireball is a great idea, and as Well Inspector is our resident scientist, I feel happy that he's condoning this. Tony says, so in this world, swords grow on trees. Poor old weaponsmiths. Tony, I think you have to wrest the sword from the dreaded sword trees. Alex says, you've got to give it fire. Aztec says, flam. And Tony Holtum is a fire emoji. Okie dokie. Let us cast fire by the light of our Warhammer 40k Space Marines Dark Angels Talos Center Faith Candle. You cast... Oh, what? You cast a fire spell on the sword trees. They writhe in anger, but they are not badly hurt. That makes no sense. You must still fight the sword trees, but your spell has caused 2 stamina points of damage before the battle begins. You must fight. And I love these options. If you cut these down to size, carry on. If you become their fertilizer, very, very good. Very good. Will Inspector says, do the trees start out as steak knife saplings? I believe that is the common evolution of a sword tree. So let's get our fight on. Yeah, hopefully this will be a nice, easy cheat. Yeah, 22 versus 12. That's how we like it. 9 versus 8. Oh, that's comfortable. I don't need to worry about being massively better than them then. This is a lot easier than when we lost 3 skill. You are triumphant! Yeehaw! We've won! We've won! Remember to blow on finger after fire spell. Amazing. There we go, Tony. King in Yellow says this book was written by the US Steve Jackson rather than the UK one. And Philip says, impressive skill level for trees. I agree. Okay, if you cut these down to size, you skillfully wield your mighty sword. The sword trees are no match for your prowess, and soon each reaching limb has been lopped off. You look around the clearing. Oh, Alex! Thank you so much! Wowie zowie. Thank you, Alex Sinclair. The first ever YouTube member has just gifted 5 Miramanga YouTube memberships. Woo, woo, woo. So, Itchy Tasty, Jeff, Gnome Todd, GL2M, 2R21, 2R1U, and Gavin Crosby. Welcome to Miramanga YouTube membership. We're so happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome indeed. Thank you so much, Alex. That's much appreciated. Lovely. Oh, thank you. Hey, Well Inspector says, alternatively, it's a bit embarrassing that we are about as skilled as a tree. Sean says, amazing, Alex. And Tony says, woohoo, Alex. Thank you so much, Alex. It is Christmassy, isn't it, today? Love it. We've had a gift from Neil. Neil's back, the Yellow King. The first ever subscriber, member is gifting. King in Yellow says, Itchy Tasty is a great name. Resident Evil reference. What is an Itchy Tasty? I'm scared to ask. Philip says, we can grow our own sword trees as minions. Cool. Alex says, Christmas memberships. Yay! Oh, woohoo! It's Christmas. Okay, let's read our adventure. You skillfully wield your mighty sword. The sword trees are no match for your prowess, and soon each reaching limb has been lopped off. You look around the clearing. You find nothing except a few seeds that look as though they might have come from the sword trees. You pocket them and go on. Aha! Now I see what you're saying, Philip. We can grow our sword trees as minions. Sean says, it's a swampness miracle. King in Yellow, Well Inspector is saying, that's right, I knew it sounded familiar. Welcome to our channel, Itchy Tasty. I have no idea what your name means, but it is being lauded for its connection to Resident Evil. I hope you're not a zombie. Even as you pocket the seeds, you see new growth stirring at the base of the trees. We must leave quickly. Will we go north, south, or west? Please, adventuring friends, fellow members of the Well Inspectorate Limited, please make your choice in the chat and let us be on our way quickly, for I fear these saplings will spruce up and whip us. Don't want to hang around recovering sword trees, the dreaded sword trees. Go west, says Alex. Philip says, stay north. Please, stay north. Aztec says north. I mean, it is a strategy, isn't it? If you imagine we're in a grid. I wonder if there is a map. Oh, yes. Oh, this is interesting. It's a massive, massive map, but we get stars on some locations. How interesting. We will have to come back and keep looking at that map. So I have 2 votes for go west and 3 for north. I think that north has 1 out. Here we go. The path dips slightly downwards. Sorry, Well Inspector, you got your west in just slightly later than I looked down there. Tony says north. Driving home for Swampmas. Very good, Tony. We like that one. The path dips slightly downwards and leads into a grassy clearing. Oh, in the middle of the clearing lies a white creature. At first you think it's a horse, but when it turns to face you, you realise that it's a unicorn. It appears to be wounded. Great claw marks score its flank, but it gets to its feet and lowers its horn at you, snorting a challenge. I'm sorry, folks. It's a unicorn. I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to try and cast a friendship spell. Oh no, we don't have a friendship spell. Oh no! Boo! Worst day ever. Okay. Will we run away or fight it? It's down to you all in the chat. Go on. You all in the chat decide what we're going to do with the unicorn. I dread to think what the decision will be, but I trust you all. Would this adventure require us to kill a unicorn? What do we know about this US Steve Jackson? What kind of man is he? Grey Primer says fight the narwhal. Gary and Well Inspector say run away. Tony says the Swampmas unicorn. Sean says run away for Mira's sanity. I love that. Philip Collins says, sorry, have to fight. Oh, Philip! Philip! Pigeon Smith says, I never understood why Chris Rea was so excited for going back to Middlesbrough at Christmas. I never was. Well Inspector says, the US Steve Jackson ran my ISP in the 90s. That's very cool. Gary says the US SJ has a rather bizarre sense of humour. Well, killing unicorns is bizarre. I've basically got 3 runaways and 2 fights. I'm gonna run away. Tony says run away, and Aztec says, nah, not fighting unicorns. If this turns out to be like it's buggered up our adventure, I apologise, but let's just try and run away. You must leave by the same path you took to reach this clearing. So it says head south. Is anyone worried that we haven't encountered scorpions yet? I've just seen this illustration of one, and now I'm worrying. Head south. Once again, the path narrows menacingly, and again feels like you've reached a dead end, but then it becomes wider again, and you step into a very familiar clearing. Oh my lord, to your dismay, the deadly sword trees have already grown back. Plot twist! If you want to fight with our sword, we can. Or if you'd prefer to use magic, we can. Oh lord, I'm so sorry everybody. What should we do, sword or magic? I mean, those trees were fairly easy to beat, weren't they? And especially with me cheating on the rolls. Let me know what people think. What would people like to do? There are 16 of us on this great adventure. Gray says, I hope you didn't just summon scorpions by saying their name out loud. Sean says, we haven't seen scorpions, but they're happily sleeping in our backpack. No! Aztec says, magic then swords? Philip says, hack them down. Gary says, fight. Alex says, fight them again. Okay, that's 3 for fighting, 1 for magic. Should we go and fight? Gray says fight. Come on then. Let's do some fighting. Come on. I'll do my best cheating. Yeah, this will be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Ooh, double 6. Yay! Oh, the dice rolls are playing easily. I think it was our friend Neil, the King in Yellow, who told me how important our skill stats were to winning these fights. Look at that, 23 to 14. We're triumphant again. Okay, so we've got double seeds now, does that mean? Yes, we've got 2 times sword tree seeds. Interesting. Okay, so we know going north was the unicorn, so we should probably choose whether to go south or west. What would you like to do? Philip Collins says, feeling like a lumberjack so far. We're doing a lot of wood chopping, we really are. Will Inspector is directing people away from the streaming to read a story about US Steve Jackson. I will have to save that and read it later. Infinite seed glitch, says Sean Julie. West, says Philip, and West says Grey Primer. Hang on a minute. Two people are saying West. Everyone else has gone off to read about Steve Jackson. I guess we should just go west. Yeah, Aztec and Gary agree. Jen, hello Jen, welcome back to the chat. We don't cheat, Mirror. We don't cheat, comma. Mirror wins first time every time. Sometimes we do. West, 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 west. Let's do it. As you walk west, the swamp becomes even grimmer. Just as you think you can stand it no longer, the path begins to widen, and you find yourself in a long, narrow opening. You look around and see no other paths. You appear to have come to a dead end. You walk towards a large grey boulder, hoping to rest on it for a minute. Suddenly the boulder moves. You are not looking at a grey stone at all, but coarse grey hair. Red eyes glare at you, and a dire beast with 6 clawed legs moves towards you. Okay, this is where I need your help, friends. Will we fight it, run, or try a magic spell? So if you could write in the chat either fight, run, or spell, that will be how we make our decision on what we're going to do here with this dire beast. Grey Primer says, bookmark time, thank you, Grey. Good shout. Tony says, we can have Swampness roasted sword tree nuts over an open fire. Swords tree nut roast, Tony. Fight, says Gary and Grey. And so does Philip and Sean. And Jen says, I mean, who hasn't confused a rock with a giant beast? We do that a lot. Let's fight it. Let's see how we do. You are facing a fearsome creature indeed. The dire beast has a tough hide and huge claws. It's also faster on its feet than you are. You cannot escape, and you must battle to the finish. Whew. Okay. Let's go. Let's see. Oh. Not as bad as I had feared. We'll be okay. Oof. Okay, we've taken 1 slash. Unlucky. Not to be repeated. Yay, double 6. Oh gosh, that was really good and I panicked. The dire beast is dead. You are triumphant. Do, 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 do. You have... Oh gosh, this is gross. You have slain the dire beast. You cut off a few of its rock-like claws as mementos of your great battle because we are icky trophy hunters. I mean, just call us Emperor's children. You search the clearing for other exits but find none. So you turn around and leave by the way you came, heading east. Oh no! Once again, the path narrows menacingly. It once again feels like we reached a dead end. Basically, we've got to fight the trees again. This is getting a bit tiresome. Unless there's a reason we need 3 sets of sword tree seeds. Anybody have an inkling? Let's just try and make sure that we don't get any slashes from these tree saplings. That fight music never gets old. It always sets the adrenaline going. Okay. And again. Okay. We cut them down to size. Do we get more seeds? Yeah, we've got 3 times sword seeds. What the flipping heck's going on? Damn. Oh, hello, Historitodus Maldus. We missed you. Dire Beast, says King in Yellow. Maybe created by Balthus Dire from the Citadel of Chaos. Maybe. Philip Collins says, not exactly that tough. Got the same skill level as a tree. Yes, well, it's observed, Phil. Grey Primer says, not exactly dire. I guess it didn't say marketing. Jen says it's either Fulgrim's Boys or the Dark Elder. Tony says, the dire beast is mildly annoying, not dire really. Gary says, we might need those claws later. My fear is that we will need that unicorn horn. Oh, Gary. Jen says, are there any pen trees in this world? Philip says, I can't believe you can't skip this. Alex says, these trees grow like weeds. Tony says, more sword nuts to roast, yummy. Lol. David Gibbs says, are we walking in circles? We need to kill the unicorn, I think. Crikey. Okay. So if we go south, it was the dead end and it brought us back here. No, if we go west, it was the dead end and it brought us back here. South was the dire beast. Is north the unicorn? And do we need to kill the unicorn? Well, you all decide. You decide, are we going north, south, or west in the chat? I am open to your suggestions for what we must do next. It's all very quiet in the chat. King in Yellow says, by the way, which wizard's quest are we following? King in Yellow, knowing what you know about our channel and our regulars, you tell me which wizard's quest we're following. Phil says, west was the dire beast. We haven't been south, I think. I think, Phil, that we went south and it was a dead end and we had to come back. And the unicorn was north? The unicorn was north. In gear, live long and prosper. King in Yellow says, Grimslade, the evil wizard. No, we didn't go with the evil wizard. We went with... What's his name? I've forgotten his name now. We went with the Chucker of Pooms. Poom Chucker. Because he's called Poom Chucker. David says, north, kill it. Very direct, David. King in Yellow says, Celator then, the good one. No, we didn't go for Celator. Gray says, I think we went north, north, south, west, east. Poom Chucker is the neutral one. Yes. Poom Chucker just wants us to build a map. Phil says, bookmark, then go south to double check. I will bookmark, but I'm going to trust myself, Philip, and go north. This is the glade where you met the unicorn, but there is nothing here now. Oh. Well, Gary, if you're right and we need a unicorn horn, maybe in the very first pages of this book, I have messed us all up. So let's hope that there is either another chance to get one peacefully or we don't need one. Turn to 348. There are 4 exits. Will you go north, south, east or west? And apart from south, these exits should hopefully take us to new locations. So the world is our oyster. The paths are fresh and new. Let me know which way we should go. Galmaraz says, sorry, life called me away. Have we found any pooms? Not yet, Galmaraz. Tony says, it's gone. The unicorn is gone. Gary and Philip say north and Grey Primer says east. There are 20 people on the stream. Hello. Welcome to the stream. This is our last stream before Christmas, which is just 4 sleeps away. And merry, merry Swampmas to everybody. Thank you so much for being here on the last Sunday before Christmas. Gary, Philip, Tony and Aztec are all saying north. So let's bookmark. Jen says, less a unicorn, more a unigon. But oh my goodness, we nearly went to an old bookmark. Look, I wasn't paying attention. Ingear says, tree, Santa, tree, Santa, tree. It's like that game, wasn't it, on TikTok, isn't it? Gary says, this is the solstice stream. Yes, love and light. Happy solstice, everybody. Let's go. Oh no. The trail dips down and you see swirling mist. The smell is vile and you hold your breath. But before you get out of the mist, you are forced to breathe. You lose 2 stamina points from the effect of the swamp frog. Fog? Fog, not frog. We haven't met the swamp frog yet, but I hope we get to see one. You continue travelling to the north. Turn to 295. You find yourself in a small opening on the bank of the Foul Brook River. The opposite bank is at least 200 meters away. You see crocodiles and other creatures in the water. Woo! Well, I think this actually might be a good time to call this and head into our poetry corner. Oh, happy Swampmas! Thank you so much, Tony. It's time for Poetry Corner. So you can rest assured that I have saved our progress, and the next time we meet in the swamp, we shall be dealing with the crocodiles. Thank you so much, Tony. That's so lovely and generous. Happy Swampmas, everybody. I hope that you're all going to get all your Christmas wishes. Gary says, now I'm being told I'm eating the wrong cookies. Are they really saying that in the ads, Gary? That is absolutely redonkulous. Alex says, watch out for swamp frogs as well. You never know. Gal Miraz says, huzzah! Thank you so much, Tony. We do really appreciate any donations to the channel. If you're new here, I think we have 22 people watching today. Please, please, please do a like and subscribe and hit the little bell so you get some notifications. We also have Muramanga memberships, and we have merch, and we have an Amazon wish list. If you're feeling Christmassy and would like to donate to the channel or become a member, we have varying degrees of YouTube membership. Oh, happy Festivus, says Pigeon Smith. Thank you. Woo-hoo! Oh, oh. No, I can feel the emotions beginning. Stop. I must not be emotional. Thank you so much, Pigeon. Let me hammer that heart button. Thank you. That's so kind. The Antlers team, Rudolph. Well Inspector says, can't you do anything right, Gary? Jeez. Jen says, apparently I've read too much Dark Imperium recently because I saw fog and got an immediate thought of get the heck out of here. That's so funny, Jen. Today Ian and I were talking about reading Dark Imperium. Woo! Oh, Gal Miraz, thank you. Gal Miraz has gifted us $5. Thank you so much. Look, we're having Swampmas, we're having Festivus in different currencies. I love it. I love it. Gary, you've got to tell us what cookies you do eat. Happy Christmas, Gal Miraz. What a lovely gift. Thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. Oh my gosh, Alex! Oh, happy Swampmas, everybody. This is so nice. And Christmas trees. This is so cute. Oh no. Okay, let's do poems quickly because everyone's being too nice. I'll cry. And you're not allowed to cry. Reindeers don't cry. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. I'm feeling emotional. Thank you so much. Let me hammer some hearts for Alex as well. Alex, our first ever YouTube member. What a cutie. Thank you, Alex. Oh gosh. So you remember the last time we read a poem from The Orange by Wendy Cope, and it was quite depressing. We have another quite depressing book called Absent Friends. There's also a poem called Little Donkey. So I think we should read that instead. We'll save the depressing poem for next week. Tony says, oh, Swampmas tree, how lovely are your branches. Little Donkey by Wendy Cope from The Orange and Other Poems. Little Donkey, the children's favourite. We had to sing it in the Christmas concert every year, plodding along with me at the piano and a child going clip-clop with coconut shells or woodblock, a coveted job. It wasn't my favourite. After I left teaching, I forgot about it for more than 10 years. Until one day, near Christmas, in a busy high street, a Salvation Army band began to play it. I stood still with tears in my eyes. Little Donkey, all those children who loved it so much, all those hands in the air begging to be chosen to make the sound of his hooves. Oh, that's so lovely. There's also a Christmas poem on the next page. Let's read this quickly. A Christmas poem by The Orange and Other Poems by Wendy Cope. A Christmas poem. At Christmas, little children sing and merry bells jingle. The cold winter air makes our hands and faces tingle. And happy families go to church and cheerily they mingle. And the whole business is unbelievably dreadful if you're single. Very good, Wendy. I love that. I've just seen Grey Primer has given us stick time, 11.11 euros and cents. Yay to the different currency. Thank you for the Irish euro. That's amazing, Grey Primer. Thank you so much. The road to spring starts tomorrow. Indeed, happy solstice, my friends. Galmara says, yay, little burro, which is Spanish for donkey. Jen says, I feel like Swampmas presents are delivered by Shrek. I love that. Tony Holton, how lovely are your swords is the traditional Swampmas line. Thank you so much for all the super donations, everybody. Let's keep hammering out our poems. Where are the... Oh, gosh. The ears are falling off. Where are my poetry books? That's bizarre. They're normally just to my right. Oh, Unicorn Sean Dooley has sent. We've got Australian currency now, mate. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sean, for 149 Australian dollars. That's excellent, mate. Bear with me. I think my poetry books have been moved. I'm still here. Oh, gosh. Something just fell in the candle, but we're okay. Crikey, blimey. Could have been nearly a Christmas fire. This thing just fell in the candle. Thank you so much, Sean, for the wee donation and the unicorn. I super appreciate it. I'm feeling very overcome. Thank you. We have a poem from Essential Poems from the Staying Alive trilogy. We will have a poem called As I Go by Julius Chingono. My pot. Oh, it's got a painting pot in it. My pot is an old paint container. I do not know who bought it. I do not know whose house it decorated. I picked up the empty tin in Cemetery Lane. My lamp, a paraffin lamp, is an empty 280ml bottle labelled 40% alcohol. I picked up the bottle in a trash bin. My cup is an old jam tin. I do not know who enjoyed the sweetness. I found the tin in a stormwater drain. My plate is a motor car hubcap cover. I do not know whose car it belonged to. I found a boy wheeling it, playing with it. My house is built from plastic over cardboard. I found the plastic being blown by the wind. It's simple. I pick up my life as I go. Oh, lovely. Crikey, that's good. Very interesting. The people that didn't... Lol, Jim says, the people that didn't catch the stream, do they know it's Swampmas time at all? Do 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 do. Okay, we will next read a poem from Staying Live, which was gifted by the lovely Pigeon Smith of this channel. Thank you so much. I think it was Pigeon. No, Pigeon sent me the walking books. This was gifted by either Tony or Eric. I think it was Tony. No, I think it was Eric. I don't know, but it's one of those two. Let us read out the next poem. This poem is called Orkney, This Life, and it's written by Andrew Grieg. It's a big sky, and it changes the sea all round and the waters within. It's the way sea and sky work off each other constantly, like people meeting in Alfred Street, each face coming away with a hint of the other's face pressed in it. It is the way a week-long gale ends and folk emerge to hear a single bird cry way high up. It's the way you lean to me and the way I lean to you, as if we are each other's prevailing. How we connect along our shores, the way we are tidal islands joined for hours, then inaccessible. I'll go for that and smile when I pick sand off myself in the shower. The way I am an inland lock to you when a clatter of white whoops and rises. It's the way Scotland looks to the south, the way we enter friends' houses, to leave what we came with or flick the kettle switch and wait. This is where I want to live. Close to where the heart gives out, ruined, perfected, an empty arch against the sky, where birds fly through instead of prayers, while in the hoy sound the ferry's engines thrum. This life, this life, this life. By Andrew Grieg. How lovely. I will have to send that to my friend Amy, who grew up on Orkney, one of the Orkney Islands. The chat's popping off. Wet the world, let them know it's Swampmas time. Galmaraz, who's Eric, does a laugh. Pigeon Smith definitely wasn't me, just the socks bookmark. Thank you. I am wearing the socks today. Hang on a minute. I know this isn't my foot only fans or anything. They're lovely. They're really the best socks ever. So snuggly. Oh, bye, Grey Primer. Happy Christmas. Thank you so much for the donation. Super appreciated. And we need to talk about your diorama soon, Grey Primer. Historic Jamaldus, Swampmas is a lot like Christmas in that you spend a lot of time in the bog. Lol. I don't spend a lot of time in the bog at Christmas. Honestly, I save it for Santa. Okay. We will next have a poem from Being Alive, which is the sequel to that last book. Thank you for the donation, Tony. This is a poem called Not the Furniture Game, and it's by Simon Armitage. It's a long one. Not the Furniture Game. His hair was a crow fished out of a blocked chimney, and his eyes were boiled eggs with the tops hammered in, and his blink was a cat flap, and his teeth were blue stones or Easter Island statues, and his bite was a perfect horseshoe. His nostrils were both barrels of a shotgun, loaded, and his mouth was an oil exploration project gone bankrupt, and his last smile was a caesarean section, and his tongue was an iguanodon, and his whistle was a laser beam, and his laugh was a bad case of kennel cough. He coughed, and it was malt whiskey, and his headaches were arson in Her Majesty's dockyards, and his arguments were outboard motors strangled with fishing line, and his neck was a bandstand, and his Adam's apple was a ballcock, and his arms were milk running off from a broken bottle. His elbows were boomerangs, or pinking shears, and his wrists were ankles, and his handshakes were puff adders in the bran tub, and his fingers were astronauts found dead in their spacesuits, and the palms of his hands were action paintings, and both thumbs were blue touch paper, and his shadow was an open cast mine, and his dog was a sentry box with no one in it. And his heart was a First World War grenade discovered by children, and his nipples were timers for incendiary devices, and his shoulder blades were two butchers at the meat cleaving competition, and his belly button was the Falkland Islands, and his private parts were the Bermuda Triangle, and his backside was a priest hole, and his stretch marks were the tide going out. The whole system of his blood was Dutch elm disease, and his legs were depth charges, and his knees were fossils waiting to be tapped open, and his ligaments were rifles wrapped in oilcloth under the floorboards, and his calves were undercarriages of Shackletons. The balls of his feet were where meteorites had landed, and his toes were a nest of mice under the lawnmower, and his footprints were Vietnam, and his promises were hot air balloons floating off over the trees, and his one-liners were footballs through other people's windows, and his grin was the Great Wall of China as seen from the moon, and the last time they talked it was apartheid. She was a chair tipped over backwards with his donkey jacket on her shoulders. They told him, and his face was a hole where the ice had not been thick enough to hold her. Oof. Wowie zowie. Simon Armitage, thank you for that fabulous poem. Great stuff. I will be Googling Simon Armitage this evening. Will says, yet more impossible beauty standards for men. Very good, very good. Grey Primer, let's connect in the new year. Yes, let's make that one of the January videos. Jim has a big old laugh at that, and so does Eric. We still have 17 people with us, and this will be our last poem that we read together on our last Sunday. There will probably be more. There will probably be more from me before the new year, but let's do our last Sunday evening poem. This poem is called A Litany for Survival by Audre Lorde. For those of us who live at the shoreline, standing upon the constant edges of decision, crucial and alone, For those of us who cannot indulge the passing dreams of choice, who love in doorways coming and going in the hours between dawns, looking inward and outward at once before and after, seeking a now that can breed futures like bread in our children's mouths, so their dreams will not reflect the death of ours. Oof! For those of us who were imprinted with fear like a faint line in the centre of our foreheads, learning to be afraid with our mother's milk, for by this weapon, this illusion of some safety to be found, the heavy-footed hoped to silence us. For all of us, this instant and this triumph we were never meant to survive. And when the sun rises, we are afraid it might not remain. When the sun sets, we are afraid it might not rise in the morning. When our stomachs are full, we are afraid of indigestion. When our stomachs are empty, we are afraid we may never eat again. When we are loved, we are afraid love may vanish. When we are alone, we are afraid love will never return. And when we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard nor welcomed. But when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it is better to speak, remembering we were never meant to survive. I think I read that last week, but I'm quite happy to still read it. Very powerful poem. I'm wondering if there are any solstice poems in these books. You would think. Solitude. No. Well, there's so many poems. We have thousands of poems at our fingertips. Thank you, whoever's hammering the heart button. We're happy for that happening. We'll take the love. Smoke, she sleeps, sighed. Nope, not in that one. It'd be interesting if there are lots of books about the human condition and we don't have a solstice in here. Scattering ashes as seals. Slow snow. Yeah. No solstice poem, which is probably exactly how it's meant to be. Well, there are 17 of us remaining in the chat. I would just like to say huge thank yous for the lovely Swampmas gift. We've had a lot of fan funding this evening. So thank you so much, Neil King in Yellow, for the £5. Thank you so much, Alex Sinclair, for sharing some Mirror Man gift memberships. It's always so great to keep the membership alive. Thank you, Tony, for your happy Swampmas fiver. Thank you, Pigeon Smith, for your happy Festivus $4.99. Thank you, Galmaraz, aka Eric, for your $5. Thank you so much, Alex Sinclair, for another donation of £5. And thank you, Grey Primer, who has left for the €11.11. And thank you, Sean Dooley, for the $1.49 Australian dollars. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate everybody's love and kindness throughout this year. It's been a rough one. We can have more of a retrospective next Sunday. It might even be a New Year's Eve kind of vibe. But thank you all so much for all your support and love and kindness over this year. I hope everybody has a restful Christmas. And if family and friend stuff is complicated, I hope you get some peace and solace and get yourself some nice food and treats and take good care of yourself. Some lovely sentiments. Have a happy Christmas, all Grimdark buddies, says Tony. Night, everyone, says Galmaraz. Good night. Pigeon Smith, have a great Christmas mirror and all. Thank you as well, Pigeon. I will. Thank you for my Christmas socks and travel maps. Appreciate it, from my Amazon wish list. Sean says, hope everyone has good holidays. Throw another shrimp on the barbie for us, Sean. Jen says, you could almost say we've been swamped with donations. I'll get my coat. Amazing. Very good, Jen. Aztec says, thanks, Mirror. Thanks, mods. Thanks, chat. Merry Christmas, everybody. Yes, thank you to the mods, Sean and Well Inspector and Historita Jamaldus. We love our mods. We could not do without our mods. Phil Collins says, Merry Christmas to all, as does Jen. Gary says, happy holidays, everyone. Take care. Gary, so glad you could join us. So sorry you were being advertised to. Very excited that hopefully next time you have a clear and smooth stream. Merry Christmas, everyone, says Alex with his beautiful trees. Oh, Pigeon Smith can't make Sunday. Well, happy birthday to your lovely sister. And you have a great one too. Yeah, have a lovely evening, guys. Can you believe we're actually having to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Well, let's have a really lovely, stress-free week. I wish everybody all the anxiety be gone and calm, zen, beautiful, lovely connection, soulfulness, happy emotions, warmth, and poetry to you all. Have a lovely Christmas. Good night, Gary. Bye.